It's a privilege to be sitting here with Sam Lawrence from BM Catering. She is the general manager at Freshfields, who have over 1,000 people in the building. Sam has a huge passion for sustainability, has been in caterings and hospitality since the age of 16. So who better for us to have as a hero on the front of our anti-bac sanitizer bottle. In her sustainability journey and in the stuff that she's been doing, she's on the Diversity and Inclusion Board. She's been instrumental in helping with the carbon labeling. Parliament Mitchell, BM Catering are the first to have carbon labeling on every single meal, which is absolutely incredible. So I was loving some of the statistics that you've just been shortlisted as the GM of the year for the Katie's Award, which is the Oscars in this space. 6,000 teas and coffees a month, 3,500 breakfasts. There's 3,500 lunches, 1,500 breakfasts, 2,000 guests. That's quite busy. Keep you busy. First question: sustainability is obviously a huge passion for you. What has driven it? Why do you care so deeply?
I think my passion for sustainability actually started during COVID. But I started to really think about how fragile, we are. I'm sure we couldn't have stopped it, but I believe that actually there are so many other things that we could be doing to help the planet. And, so for me, I think during COVID was a time for me when I started to really take stock of, what impact I'm making and what impact I'm particularly in my job, because this is where we can really make a big impact. So that's my, the beginning of my journey over the past 5 years.
So the reflection point, sitting at home with COVID, and then bringing that into your kind of corporate world. One of the questions I always ask is, how are you seeing your corporate client listening into your initiatives and your drives? Is that conversation getting easier? How's that working?
I'd say it's very easy. I think here at Freshfields we have a fantastic partnership, and they have lots of their own sustainability initiatives, and we partner with them for that. And I think actually when I talked about 4 years ago with COVID, I think my journey probably started when I joined BM as well, because I started BM in 2019. That was just slightly before COVID hit. And, they're big drivers. It's all within their DNA. So lots of the contracts that we partner up with, I think it's really important that, they are also on that journey with us. So they certainly buy in. Some of the initiatives that we do, they require, often they may require some financial support from the client. And I would say here, definitely I have a lot of support from the clients. Our customers take a little bit longer, but I think when it's being supported financially by the client, it does help.
So tell me about carbon labeling and that initiative, because you're a first in that. BM's a first in that. I think it's super fascinating, and we're obviously as a business super passionate about carbon and carbon labeling as well. So how's that working?
Fantastic. So we were super excited when that was launched within BM. We use a system called Nutritics, and we have to implement all of our recipes onto the system, and then it will print out our carbon labels, which enables us to, show our customers the carbon used to produce that dish. Also, it helps the team to say that perhaps that's not a particularly sustainable dish. If it pops out as a D or an E, we can go back and rework it, and we have our own. BM have also come up with Eat with the Earth in Mind, which kind of goes alongside that, so you can make a dish more sustainable. For example, if you've got a beef dish, beef lasagna, you can opt that out for a mushroom lasagna, and it actually will show you how it goes from being a D to an A. So I think in educating our staff, but also, the opportunity to educate our customers.
Are the staff loving that journey, or do they really see it? Do you spend a lot of time educating them, or do you need to educate them on those benefits?
We do, and actually on education and training, we've just started using a company where we have developed something called Knowledge Labs. So this is where we train our team weekly. We have, I think it's 12 modules, don't quote me on that. I actually supported the launch of that. We were one of the sort of benchmark teams, and so every week we would do a little card training with our team on water, food. So it's a big journey because, I could be passionate about it, but you have to get your team buying, and I think the only way you can do that is through training, and that really does help.
Education is everything. I mean, I love. I saw a jeans brand where they talked about the number of liters of water that go into producing the cotton that then generates the jeans product, and I thought that's just a fascinating statistic that everybody should be aware that it's thousands and thousands of liters. So, have you seen in that program? Have you seen a reduction in food waste as people are now looking at the individual ingredients?
We have seen a reduction in food waste, but I think that's around another sort of initiative that we've done here. So as a company, we have to weigh our waste. We come into this industry because we like, to entertain people and make people happy, and suddenly we find that we're following a bag of rubbish around the building, but it's super important. So we do weigh our waste, and we have to put it onto our accounting system. But here at this particular site, we have we're targeted and a KPI. So when we took over the contract in 2019, the waste was running around in hospitality on site 26%, which was, it's really high. And we've now reduced that to 8%, and we're going to take it even further.
It's fantastic that obviously there was a lot of hard work taking it from 26 to 8, but that's with 1,000 people in the building all day, every day. That sounds like it's a big number. So that's a huge saving, and it sounds like it's infinitely doable.
I think it's a massive culture change. And again, I'll go back to COVID, but when we came back after COVID, we were doing individual boxes, all these things that were more just for the person. Historically, we're known for these big fancy buffets, and they're so wasteful. So I think we'd already had the sort of buy-in, and we didn't go back to it. So that was one of the things that we started to do on site. We reach out to our bookers more and say, you've booked for 100, you need 100, you could have, 80, and we work a lot on that. And plate waste in the restaurant, perception's the thing, is like, well, does that look enough? But in fact, we work a lot with our customers, our bookers, to ensure that we're not wasting food. And the best part of that is that we do have the client buy-in. They are, it's one of the, things that is super important to them, is to have zero waste, which, could be a big ask, and zero dispo. Yeah, I think the client buying is so important.
BM have been fastidious about their supply chain and who they have as suppliers. Why, in a competitive world, in the contract catering world, why do you think there are still so many caterers that are using non-eco-friendly cleaning products?
It's a good question. The why. Before I joined BM, I worked for a large contract caterer. We didn't use yourselves, an eco-friendly product. To me, it was the norm. It's this product, it works. I thought we used it because it worked. They had a fantastic safety and well-being. There was nothing wrong with that. Now I've come across to BM. I think because it's so important to the company, to Wendy, her supply chain and being authentic and, provenance, all those things. I think that's higher up the scale to them. In terms of the why other companies are not using an environmentally product, again, I just put that back to you. Why? My mind boggles. It really is something that, other catering companies should be doing because they work, right, and they're safe. So that's the most important thing to us. So after that is it good for the environment? We have to make sure it works. We have to make sure it's safe. And then, is it good for the environment? Well, if it is, then it's a bit of a no-brainer, really, as to why.
You guys have such an advantage. So BM has such an advantage over your competitors in our view because your supply chain is so vetted and the provenance is so checked, which it's such a joy to work with you guys because you you take it so seriously.
We do, and we're working with companies now that have, their delivery vans are fleets of electric. We also, I think we've got in place just simple things, like having set delivery days. I used to be able to get things in every day. I could get what I wanted in every day. But now it's like, you can have your fish 2 times a week. Well, that certainly helps, carbon emissions. So they're the things, they're big things actually, but I could say little things that BM do, but that's also, another important factor is not just the supply chain, it's how you use them.
It's from a percentage perspective, and if you think about that as a statistic, 25% of your work week gets cut out. So all of a sudden, or 20% of your work week gets cut out, and those are big numbers. So if you only have a delivery twice a week instead of 5 times a week, you're knocking your carbon down nearly 50%. So it's a huge thing, and it's super doable.
Yeah,
everybody can do it.
Well, actually, I remember being a chef, and that you would just be wasteful. You wouldn't plan. You think I can get that tomorrow. So now you have to think ahead a lot more. Plan, and that's not really a problem. It's it's probably better for you as a company to have to do that.
Going back to your training program and the sustainability training program, how many of the BM staff have actually gone through that?
So I think that's just been launched company-wide last month.
Okay.
So we did a pilot, and there was 4 key sites that did the pilot. I was one of them, so I've got a team of 53, and within that, 12 people did the pilot. And now they've launched it, I believe it was last month. So now they're running it. I've been running it anyway because I did the pilots. Now I've been training my entire team in Knowledge Lab, and it's great. It's it's a small PowerPoint. You just train it in, or we have team talk every Friday, so you can slide it into your team talk.
And I suppose the other question there is that your passion for sustainability from home kind of came into the work environment. Do you think the work that BM is doing, training their staff around the subject, is helping go back the other way to their home environment?
Absolutely, yeah. And actually, I say from the home into work, I think probably it may have started more at work than at home. Always done those things at home that we had to do, but I think becoming more aware at work and working within this company, I think I've certainly took a lot more of that stuff home, like food waste. Like I'm a food waste warrior at home. I freeze everything, I cook everything. That's got a day. That's got to be cooked ready. Can keep it another day. So I definitely I've took work home in that aspect.
That'd be such an interesting study, because that is when this scales. Right? This goes from one company with a set of individuals to then 53 families. And their influence. So all of a sudden, the scale out of BM's impact across you and your staff becomes huge. That'd be fascinating.
I think if people could buy into that, we're all lots of people are struggling now financially. Everything's increasing. So if you could just even take that small thing into your home, food waste, I'm sure you'll see some sort of reduction in the ever increasing shopping bill.
I heard a horrible statistic last week. Europe throws away more food than Africa produces. So food waste and the carbon impact on food waste is absolutely monstrous. So we all have a responsibility to not throw food away and or do something else with it. And one of the things that we were discussing and have been discussing with the BM team is how do we take food waste and actually take the slurry bit of the food waste and turn that into a cleaning agent, which you can, because there's the fatty acids, being boring for a second, that come out of food waste, the slurry bit, you can actually turn that into a cleaning agent. So that would be just amazing if we could take food waste, which is going to landfill, and turn it into something that actually has a value. A bit like we do with the plastic bottles. We take the milk bottles and turn those into something else.
If you could do that, that would be amazing.
Well, it's only working with you guys we get to do that.
We also work with the Felix. They're our charity of the year here, and the Felix project. But also, I know BM work closely with them. So we're always looking at ways how we can reduce our food waste. They have a fantastic team game. They could actually do it with your team on site, where the Felix will come in and they'll give you 4 ingredients and say, go away and make something. Yeah, I think it's a great team challenge.
I would fail instantly.
You'll go away and make a cleaning product.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, what can I do here? Yeah, Felix Project is amazing. And I think the social value piece of food as a vector. Food is the very few common denominators we have with every single human in the world. Food is one of those. So if we can use food and the importance of food and the sharing of food to share messages at the same time, it's such a valuable space to get those messages out. And what you do at BM is a treat because you take it so seriously. So I love your quote, and this arrived. I think it was yesterday. I saw a big banner coming in with your quote on. This powerful anti-bac sanitizer and cleaner protects my customers at work and my family at home.
Yeah.
Fantastic quote.
It does what it says on the tin.
It's out of all the quotes. When I saw that last night, I was like, that's absolutely brilliant, because that is the critical piece is how do we take. We as businesses are educators, and we need to educate people within the world that actually the stuff that you use here you can use at home, and if it's safe for you to use here, it's safe to use at home.
Well, that was the great thing around it, because I actually didn't know that you could, buy this at home until I joined BM, and Lynn introduced everybody to it. Our market director. So for me, I use all these products at home, and I've had to convert my husband because my husband is a bleach freak. He loves the smell of bleach, and I think if the house didn't smell of bleach, he didn't think it was clean. So he is totally converted. We buy all your products. Actually, we buy the big refillables. We fill up our bottles. So for me, I'm a definite convert to the use of it at home.
If you can convince your 56 staff here, I'm sure you can convince your husband. Or give me his number, I'll give him a call.
Oh, he's converted.
Sam, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being such a champion, and thank you for being on the front of our latest product to launch in retail. It's a real privilege.
Thank you for asking me. Yeah, it's an honour. Thank you.